Is everyone ready to get swept? Because we are definitely getting swept. Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon 3Ds. In the last episode we had a couple of new encounters, one of which was a Dragonite, not on the team at the moment. In today's episode we're going to go into the Cinnabar Gym and hopefully not die so that we can go through to the next and last gym on the list as well right away. We've got Nick the Gyarados, we've got Venom the Parasect still, Thanos the Alakazam, Blaze the Charizard, Big D the Nidoking, and Zone the Magnemite. We are very low leveled for this gym. Like very low leveled. And I'm still going to do the trivia questions even though we have an entire episode for 2 gyms. I just like doing the trivia questions. It's a unique kind of gym and I enjoy it. So we're going to do them. And we're probably going to like fail 1 or 2 because I always just get confused by the phrasing of them. Probably because they just got translated very badly from Japanese. Anyway, here we go. Caterpie evolves into Butterfree. This is exactly what I mean. It technically doesn't, but it also kind of does. I'm gonna go with no. It evolves into Metapod. Caterpie does not evolve into Butterfree. It just doesn't. It ends up as a Butterfree eventually, but it's Metapod that evolves into Butterfree, not Caterpie. Am I like weird for that answer, or is that just like badly phrased? Is that a trick question? Because I'd say it's a trick question if the answer is no. Because you're definitely going to be like, yeah, obviously it evolves into Butterfree because that's what it does. But no, it doesn't. That would be a very good trick question. Right now, it just doesn't seem like the answer matches the question. Which is not a very good start to a quiz, I must admit. I think the rest of them are a little bit less tricky. I think this first one... Honestly, I thought I was given the right answer. I didn't do that on purpose. I won't do any of them on purpose, the wrong answers. I'll probably get a couple of wrong answers because I think that even got fixed in the Gen 3 remake, didn't it? Where either the question got changed or the answer got changed. I think this is an issue that was well known and actually fixed in the remakes. So maybe I'm complaining about something that everybody already knows and nobody's like, yeah, you're right, and everybody's like, yeah, you can just shut up about it, we know, we've heard this a million times, please talk about something interesting. And to that I say, have you ever been on my channel? Talking about something interesting, who do you think I am? Some kind of a Let's Player? Let's Players don't talk about interesting stuff, they talk about random stuff, and then they think they're funny. That's kind of just what we do. I know I'm not funny. I'm desperately trying to be, like, always. But being funny is not, like, one of my strongest points. I think, honestly, if you had a gun to my head and said, we want you to describe your channel. What do you do? I'd say, I play video games. Okay, so what do you do with those videos? I talk while I play them. Okay, so what do you talk about? And there you have 2 different kinds of answers. A lot of people will say, I mean, first of all, it's for entertainment purposes. It's not like educational at all. Also, this guy's just kind of like doesn't have a proper job because there's 2 machines here. Can you choose which question you do here? There's 9 certified Pokemon. No, there's 8. Wait, is there another question here? Is there 2 questions? I don't know. So obviously Poliwag evolves 3 times. Well, it evolves 2 times, but it has 3 stages. I'm even more pissed about the Caterpie answer. I kind of expected that one to be wrong. But I was gonna go with what is actually the right answer, not what I think. Are Thunder moves effective against the ground element type Pokemon? Well, first of all, we don't talk about elements in Pokemon. There's no Thunder types. So, no. You're absolutely correct. You're on through. It doesn't even tell you why you're correct. That's the worst part. Anyway, I'd say it's for entertainment purposes. But then when the split comes for, like, the not identical, that's right, because you have EVs and I think maybe already IVs in this game as well. I don't know if IVs are a thing in Gen 1. I think they are. They must be, because you can trade them to Gen 2, and Gen 2 definitely... Doomstoner, no. IVs determine the shininess of a Pokemon in Gen 2, so they must be there, and if you can trade them back and forth, I imagine they exist in Gen 1, so... But, hey, I don't know. But yeah, so you've got comedy, and I wouldn't say that my commentary and like my videos in general fall under comedy, necessarily. Because, I don't... funny things happen, and I do play them up a little bit for laughs, and I hope that it works. I hope that people do laugh when I run into something really, like... really strange, or something dies and I, like, lose my shit. That's not how I'm actually like in real life. Like, pulling back the veil here a little bit, that's played up a little bit for like the character I'm playing, right? But usually I'm just like laid back and I just chill out and I just talk to like you guys about like random things. So I'd almost more classify my channel, weirdly enough, as a gaming / philosophy channel than a gaming comedy channel. I mean, it's a gaming channel, first and foremost, but then there's a lot of, like, different types of gaming channels. I mean, you have a lot of, like, I don't know, probably, like, I don't know if PewDiePie, I don't really follow him anymore, if he still does the same type of content he did a couple of years ago, but that I would classify that under gaming comedy, or maybe, like, a Markiplier or something like that, right? And then you've got people... like MatPat, which do gaming education videos. I don't think... Wow, I just absolutely destroyed this gym with only Nick. So going back to Viridian now, I guess. I'd say my commentary like leans more towards like interesting thoughts and just like general philosophy while playing a game, and sometimes it's loosely related to the game, but oftentimes it's not. Fire Blast is not a good move in this generation, I don't think. So in that respect, I think I don't want to say I'm like a unique kind of commentary style and channel, but I think I'm in a minority. I'm definitely in a minority where... Minority? Where not a lot of people do that. I think most people do try to lean more into the comedy side, and even if they're not funny. And that's, I think, what kills like a lot of channels for me personally. And I think that being funny helps a lot more with like people liking you, probably. Like a very large, like the general public liking you, I should say. But I think if you're not funny and you're trying to be, that just turns me personally off from your content. I mean, if you're desperately trying to be funny or trying to find jokes in everything you find, that just comes across as like annoying and maybe somewhere a little insecure about like yourself. And that's not something that is very fun to watch. Of course, there always has to be some elements of entertainment value, and sometimes that does mean things are a little bit funny. But not always. Like, when I caught the Dragonite last episode, right? The way I just, like, paused for a moment and stuff like that, that's played up for laughs and jokes, and I hope somebody out there laughed at it, and if not, go fuck yourself. That's pretty much it. Let's Hydro Pump you. I think Hydro Pump actually has a good accuracy. Right? Doesn't have a bad accuracy? I don't know. And sometimes it's a little bit more gameplay focused, but more often than not, it's not very gameplay focused. And if you watch them on live streams, it's even less gameplay focused, which means that I'll lose a lot more. So I know this is a very meta episode so far, and it's probably going to be a fairly short meta episode as well, if I had to say, because we're not even 15 minutes in, and we're almost at the last gym. And I think I might just do the rival fight today as well, and make my way to Victory Road, and then do Victory Road itself next episode. But yeah, the last part of this game goes by very, very quickly. You beat Team Rocket in the CSGO, and then like an hour later you're at the Pokemon League. If you play with a high pace, which I do. And it could be higher, because obviously I kind of fucked myself in the Pokemon Mansion because I had no idea where to go. And turns out it wasn't actually changed. Probably should have mentioned that last episode. It wasn't actually changed from any other game. I just didn't remember, and I didn't have any like visual indication, which I usually see like, oh yeah, that. Because when I think Pokemon Mansion, I think about the Gen 3 version, not the Gen 1 version. Which it's the same version, but it just looks different. Right? It looks very different. Because there's a lot more going on, and there's a lot more detail in all the sprite work, and there's actually specifically sprites created and tiles created for that area. Rather than just using generic like tiles. Let's go into zone. I've been using Nick a lot, by the way, I'm aware, but Nick, it's just such a good Pokemon. Gyarados is so good. I gave it a little bit of shit because I thought its special stat wasn't that good, but then I actually looked at the special stat a couple of episodes ago, and it might actually be, like, generally speaking, as a useful Pokemon, it might be more useful than Alakazam. It's not, strictly speaking, more powerful than Alakazam, but I think it might be more useful than Alakazam, because it can use physical and special moves, and obviously it gets stabbed from its special stat as well. So its special stat is on par, if not higher, than its physical stat. And its physical stat is immense. It's absolutely humongous. I mean, let's just take a look at it before we go. No surfing in here, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, special stats, if you multiply that by 50%, 150%, total that is, you get like 160 some. 170, which is higher than Thanos. But Thanos, obviously, when you multiply that with a 1.5 times multiplier, you get like a 200 almost. Actually, you get over 200 because it adds 75, so that's like 225 at this level. Anyway, enough talk. The last gym of the game. After this, we are pretty much set. I'm a little bit worried about this one, because I think Giovanni has 5 Pokemon between level 50 and level 55. And he starts with an Alakazam. We might be in for a little bit of trouble here. We might be in for a little bit of trouble. The best way to deal with Alakazam is a physical attack. Psychic's probably going to do like a lot of damage to Venom though, is the thing. It's probably going to outspeed as well. We might actually have a death here. You use the guards back. That's going to save me. It still didn't do a lot of damage, holy fuck. Oh, and you have to recover. I mean, your recover is just my recover, really, because I'm leech lifing you, and at some point I'm going to land a critical hit. And you're going to get a lot of damage. I can take another Psychic now. Or a Psy Beam, even better, that's weaker. That's weaker, I can take that all day long. Okay, maybe not all day long, exactly, but I can take it. I might be able to take another one with minimum damage roll there. Or you can recover. Okay, so unless he has a legendary Pokemon somewhere on his team, this is going to probably be the most difficult fight of the gym. Because it's the lowest level he has, but it's also an Alakazam in Gen 1. I think I can take this, and I think I can take him out with a Leech Life. I need only 1 HP. 6 HP is even better than 1 HP. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's 6 times as good. You've got to be fucking kidding me. you're definitely going to use a potion. Or recover. Either or works. I just need to get a critical hit. That's all. Just get a critical hit. Just be good. That wasn't a critical hit. But you're probably going to heal again. After this, you probably won't heal anymore, though, is the thing. I don't think that's healing range, but I think, unless you use Psychic, I'll probably die. But if you use Psy Beam, I'll be able to live. Or Reflect. That actually complicates things significantly. I think this might not kill as a result of the Reflect. Yeah, that sucks. Can I live a Psychic at 85 HP? Can I? I think I can. I can! And that takes out the Alakazam. Okay, so you do have a Reflect up, and I don't know if Reflect disappears in Gen 1. Or if it even carries over to other Pokemon, or if it's like some weird mechanics. Aerodactyl. Okay, so Reflect doesn't even matter, because we're going into Zone and using Thunderbolt, which is a special attack. Aerodactyl should be a one-hit. That being said, if you hit me with an Ancient Power, I'm going to be done. But I'm gonna outspeed. I didn't outspeed, and you still use Agility, which I guess actually is useful, because it's going to make you land more crits. If you survive this, that is, which you didn't, so joke's on you. Okay, next up is Venonat. Venonat is definitely going to be something for Blaze to take care of. I need a better fire-type move, is the thing. I have Amber. I think Blaze gets Flamethrower at like level 50 something. So next episode it'll probably have Flamethrower. I'm not going to give it Fire Blast unless I really need to. And I'll even check what the accuracy is of Fire Blast in Gen 1. I think it's bad. I think it's not as good as Blizzard. But it might be. That's the thing, I don't know. Okay, so my chop is not going to be an issue. We're just going to Thanos you. That is a verb now, by the way. To be Thanosed. That's a verb, right? I always get them mixed up. The words. I mean, I can't speak English. I just, like... I think that's a verb. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And then our guy is staying with Thanos, and we have beaten this gym. Okay, so this gym was actually a little bit scary. Correction. The Alakazam at the start of this gym was actually a little bit scary. The rest of this gym was kind of a pushover. And I'm 10 levels lower. So the only reason I need to be a higher level is to take care of legendary Pokemon, specifically Mewtwo or an Alakazam when it shows up. And you give me Fissure and not Earthquake in this gen, right? So that's not a thing I'm going to be able to use. Yeah, I think it's Fissure in this generation, so I don't really care. In Gen 3 it becomes Earthquake because Fissure is not a TM anymore. But I don't really care. I could have waited with evolving Big D as well until it learned Horn Drill, which is a 1-hit KO move. It learns that at level 52, I want to say. I didn't wait with that because I didn't want it anyway, and I wanted the extra stats for grinding because that made a lot of difference. Double kicking something as a Nidorino or as a Nidoking, that's a big difference, I'll tell you. So we didn't even lose any Pokemon. Is this going to be our final team for Gen 1? Is this going to be our Hall of Fame team? I can't see it happening. I still think Venom is gonna die. Venom has been very lucky so far to live. Because Venom is not a good Pokemon, like, at all. The only reason I'm not replacing Venom at this point is because I've got the Pokemon in the box, right? I mean, I've got Tangela, which I'm probably going to, like, keep saving until Gen 4 and I can get a Tangrowth. Had I waited at the beginning of the game and not gone in here, I would have had an encounter here with the Master Ball. could have had a chance to catch Mewtwo. As it stands, that chance is gone, and we have a rival fight here against Fred, which we're going to do to end of the episode. We have 3 major battles on one episode. I think this is a record. I think this is a new record. We had 2 gym battles and a rival battle in one episode. I think I've never had that before. Not even like within Kanto. It's 66. I don't know what his levels are going to be. It's probably higher than Giovanni. Something is going to die here. I can feel it. He starts with a level 47, so that actually is encouraging. But that's also his lowest level Pokemon, I imagine. So I think we just Thanos you. That's my answer. If I don't have anything super effective against you, you get Thanosed. I think that's what we do. Because Psychic just absolutely annihilates. And this won't do anything, right? Yeah, that did barely any damage. If this was Gen 2, I'd be dead right now. Because special defense is a thing in that gen. Right now, I'm totally fine. I was expecting that to one-shot, gonna be honest. Kind of annoyed that I didn't. Okay. 1 down, 5 to go. Electabuzz, another electric type. So one type I don't really have anything against, so if you could please stop that, I'd be very happy. I don't have anything. I might need like Big H on the team. I just realized. Thunder Punch isn't gonna do anything, right? That did more than Thunder Shock, which makes sense because it's a more powerful move. But I was thinking, Electabuzz. Oh no, not in this generation. I was thinking, it probably has a higher physical attack, but that might not be the case in this gen. I don't know. I don't know Pokemon very well. Parasect. Venom, maybe this is the reason I thought Venom was going to die, because I have to kill Venom's brother. Which is Carnage, I guess? I don't know. Are they related? Like, I don't know much about, like, every superhero and supervillain thing. But I know they're pretty similar concepts, aren't they? They're both within the Spider-Man universe. So I'm assuming they are somehow related. What was he sending? I think something weak to... Yeah, Kabuto. It's fine. It's not weak to water per se, but it'll die to a surf. It's not a big deal. I'm still afraid that your ace is going to be like a level 2900. That's not possible, I know. There we have it. There we have it. It's level 50. Okay, so this is the final boss of your team. Dragon Rage's not that big of a deal. I can take like 4 of those. The 5th will kill me. The 4th will kill me, actually. I can take 3 of those. But you can only take 2 of those, it seems. Depending on how min-max works out. I can take 3 and the 4th will kill me, so... And I got a critical hit anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Whatever you throw out now, it's not going to be more scary than a Dragonite. Trying to learn Swift at level 46. You're telling me you want to learn Swift. I mean, I guess it's better than Tackle. I guess. Not by much, but I'm never going to use it anyway because it's a... I stand corrected. It is so much more scary than the Dragonite. I'm shaking in fear. It's horrifying. It's a Poliwag. It was a Poliwag. It's dead now. Okay, so next episode, Victory Road. And the route leading up to Victory Road, which technically you can catch a Pokemon on as well. So that's the last 2 captures of the game next episode. And also coming up towards the end of the game. So we've only got 2 more episodes of Pokemon Yellow left, and then we actually move on to another generation I still am not a huge fan of, but I like it more than Gen 1. I like Gen 2 a lot. But that's just because I like Johto a lot. But we're almost free of the nightmare that is Gen 1. But to be honest, so far, I think the brokenness of Gen 1 has benefited me more than it has hurt me. So maybe Gen 2 is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Maybe it will be. Maybe once I don't have the advantage of Gen 1 anymore, maybe like my entire box that I have filled up with Pokemon are going to die. Slowly but surely. I'll at least be able to make it very far into Gen 2 no matter what happens, right? Because with just by a sheer numbers game, if I lose like an entire team of Pokemon per gym on average, that's like 6, 12, 18. That's like I've got 4 gyms, 4 teams worth of Pokemon stored up from Gen 1 going into Gen 2. And through those 4 gyms, the first half of the game, I might add, I can capture new Pokemon as well. So I think we're in good shape. Until the next time, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this video. I will be doing some grinding on Cinnabar Island between episodes. I'll probably be like low 50s, and Dragonite will be on the team with a couple of interesting moves. Next episode, I'm going to get my team ready for the Pokemon League. So Victory Road might be a little bit on the easy side, because I'm going to be recording those back to back. And then when we are done with the Pokemon League, we are probably in the same episode going to go right into Cerulean Cave, because I don't think that's long enough for an entire episode on its own. So next recording session is going to be quite something. No, actually, because next recording session is going to be 1 episode. Because it's only going to be... Because, like, I record, like, only 3 episodes a week, and I've recorded 2 now. So next recording session has to be only 1. Okay, no, that's actually even better. So I'm going to grind for Victory Road, and then after Victory Road, I'm going to grind in Victory Road for the Pokemon League. See you then. Bye.